Hello, 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 and welcome to Speak Up with Daisy, the English learning podcast that is made for you, for people just like you who want to speak English with real confidence, in real life, in real situations. I'm your host, Daisy, and oh my goodness, I am so excited for today's episode. Like, genuinely, truly excited. Not just, I'm a podcast host and I have to say this, excited. Actually excited. Today's topic is something that I personally think about all the time, and I know it is going to really, really connect with you.
And hey everyone, I'm Harry, and I am so happy to be here today with Daisy. Honestly, when she told me the topic for today's episode, I immediately said yes, because this is something I have personally struggled with, and I know so many of you have too.
Exactly. But before we jump in, I want to take just a moment to talk about something very important, and that is what English learning actually is and what it is not. Because a lot of people have the wrong idea, and I want to clear that up right at the beginning.
Oh, yes, please say this.
So, English learning is not about memorizing hundreds of grammar rules from a textbook. It is not about being able to pass a written test. It is not about speaking like a native speaker with a perfect American or British accent. And it is definitely not about being perfect all the time. That is not what we do here. Exactly. And honestly, that idea that you need to be perfect, that is what stops so many people from ever opening their mouth. 100%. So, what is English learning? It is about communication. It is about being able to express what you think, what you feel, what you need, clearly and confidently. It is about connecting with other people through language. And it is about growing a little bit every single day. Not overnight, but every day.
And this podcast, every episode, is designed to help you do exactly that.
So whether you are brand new to our channel, hello and welcome, or whether you have been with us for a while, welcome back, we love you. Today's episode is going to be really, really valuable. I promise.
So, Daisy, let's talk about today's topic. What are we covering?
Okay, so let me set the scene. Imagine this. It is a Sunday evening. You sit down at your desk. You have a huge project that is due first thing Monday morning. You open your laptop, and it is running incredibly slowly. Your notes are scattered everywhere in different files, different notebooks, different apps. Your phone is buzzing every 2 minutes with messages you haven't replied to. And your boss sends you one more email saying, please make sure everything is ready by 9 a.m. And in that moment, your mind goes completely blank. Your heart starts racing. You feel like you cannot think straight. You feel like everything is out of control. You feel like you are about to fall apart. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, wow. That is painfully familiar. Like, disturbingly familiar. That is basically every Monday morning for me.
Right? And here is the thing. That feeling, that moment of total panic, of overwhelm, of I cannot do this, that is what today's entire episode is about. Because today, we are talking about how to remain calm and how to stay focused during difficult times.
And this topic is powerful not just for life in general, but specifically for English learners. Because I know from personal experience, the moment I feel stressed or nervous or under pressure, my English completely falls apart. Like, my brain just shuts down.
I've seen it happen so many times. Someone who is actually quite good at English, they can have a comfortable conversation when they're relaxed, but the second they feel pressure, they freeze. They can't find words, they panic.
That is the worst feeling.
So by the end of today's episode, here is what you will know and be able to do. You will know how to stay calm when life gets really hard. You will know how to focus your mind when everything around you feels chaotic. You will know what to say in English when you feel stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed. You will know how to control your emotions instead of letting your emotions control you. And this is a big one, you will understand how difficult times can actually make you a stronger, smarter, more resilient person.
That last one is really powerful. I genuinely believe that.
Me too. So get comfortable, get your notebook if you have one, and let's do this.
Let's go.
All right, Harry. I want to start with a personal question, and I want you to be honest. Think back to the most stressful moment you have experienced in the last few years. Like a moment where you genuinely felt overwhelmed, panicked, out of control. What happened?
Okay, wow. All right, so a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I had the most important job interview of my life. Like, this was my absolute dream job. I had been working toward this opportunity for years, and I prepared so much. I practiced answers, I researched the company, I even practiced in front of a mirror for weeks.
Oh, that's good preparation.
Right? So I thought I was ready. But then, the moment I walked into that room and I saw the 3 interviewers sitting there with their serious faces and all their papers and their laptops, something just happened inside my chest. My heart started beating very fast. My palms were sweating. And when they asked the very first question, something simple like, "Tell us about yourself," my mind just went empty, completely empty.
Oh no, that is such a terrible feeling. What did you do?
I panicked completely. I started talking very fast, saying things that didn't make sense, jumping from one idea to another. And at one point, I actually said, "I am very stressed right now. Please excuse me."
Oh, Harry. Okay, wait. That is actually the perfect teaching moment. And I'm so glad you shared that because this is a mistake that a lot of people make. You said, "I am very stressed," but that is not correct. The correct phrase is, "I feel stressed," or "I am stressed." Do you hear the difference?
Yes, stressed, with a D at the end.
Exactly. Stress by itself is a noun, like I have a lot of stress in my life. But when we describe a feeling, we use the adjective, stressed. So I feel stressed. I am so stressed. She looks really stressed. That's the correct form.
Got it. So I feel stressed, not I am very stressed.
Perfect. And in that situation, in the interview, the single most powerful thing you could have done was to use the phrase, "take a deep breath." Have you heard this expression before?
Yes, but I never really thought about what it means beyond just breathing.
So, take a deep breath literally means inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly. But the meaning goes beyond just the physical action. When we say take a deep breath to someone, we mean slow down, pause, give your body and your brain a chance to reset before you react or respond.
And that actually works? Like, scientifically?
It absolutely works. When we breathe slowly and deeply, our nervous system calms down, our heart rate slows, our muscles relax. The part of our brain responsible for clear thinking starts to work better. So, take a deep breath is not just a comforting phrase. It is genuinely good science-based advice.
So if I had just stopped for 5 seconds before the interview and taken a deep breath, I might have been able to think more clearly when they asked that first question.
Very likely, yes. And you can use this phrase in so many real situations. If a friend calls you panicking about an exam, you say, hey, take a deep breath. You've studied hard, you've got this. If your colleague is freaking out before a big presentation, you say, take a deep breath. You're going to be great.
Oh, I love that. "You've got this" is such a warm, encouraging phrase.
It really is. You've got this means I believe in you. You are capable. You can do it. It's one of those short phrases that carries a lot of emotional weight.
Okay, I'm gonna start using that one.
Please do. Okay, let's talk about another incredibly common stressful situation. Work pressure and overwhelming workloads. Harry, you work in a pretty busy environment, right?
That is one way to say it. Yes, my job is very demanding. And honestly, every single Monday morning, without fail, I open my email inbox and I immediately feel this wave of anxiety wash over me. There are maybe 30, 40, sometimes 50 new emails. My manager wants a report, there is a team meeting in an hour, a client needs an urgent response, a deadline I forgot about is suddenly today, and I just sit there at my desk, completely frozen, not knowing where to even begin.
That feeling of everything being urgent at exactly the same time, that is what we call being overwhelmed. And the phrase that is most helpful in that exact moment is, take it step by step.
Oh, I really like this one. What exactly does it mean?
It means do not try to do everything all at once. Do not look at the whole mountain. Just focus on the very first step. Do that one thing, finish it, then look at the next step, and then the next. One thing at a time, moving forward gradually.
So instead of panicking about all 50 emails at once, I pick the most important one, reply to it, and then move on.
Exactly. And this phrase is actually great for English practice too. So many learners feel overwhelmed because they think, I need to learn all the grammar, all the vocabulary, all the pronunciation at the same time. But the answer is take it step by step. Focus on one skill at a time. Practice one phrase at a time.
That makes learning feel much less scary.
Doesn't it? Now, I want to talk about something that is really, really common, especially for people who are naturally anxious or detail-oriented, and that is overthinking. Harry, are you an overthinker?
Am I an overthinker? Daisy, overthinking is basically my full-time hobby. Like, if I make even a tiny mistake at work, let's say I send an email with a typo in it, I will spend the next 3 hours thinking, what if my boss thinks I'm careless? What if she loses confidence in me? What if I don't get the promotion? What if I get fired? What if I can't find a new job? What if... And it just goes on and on and on.
Okay. Yes, that is classic overthinking. You take one small thing and your brain turns it into a massive disaster story.
Exactly. And by the end of it, I'm somehow convinced the world is ending because of one email typo.
So the phrase we need here is don't overthink it. This means stop magnifying the problem. Stop creating scenarios in your head that haven't happened and probably won't happen. Focus on what is actually real, what is actually in front of you right now.
Don't overthink it. I need to put this on a poster above my desk.
I support that idea completely. And here is the thing. Overthinking is almost always about the future. What if this happens? What if that happens? But don't overthink it is a reminder to come back to the present moment. Right now, in this moment, you are okay.
My colleague actually says this to me sometimes. She says, Harry, you're doing it again. Don't overthink it. Just deal with what's in front of you.
She sounds very wise. And notice, don't overthink it. Not don't think about it. Thinking is good. Overthinking is the problem. There is a difference.
What is the difference exactly?
Great question.
Thinking is useful, productive analysis. What are my options? What is the best approach? Overthinking is when you go in circles, thinking the same worried thoughts again and again without reaching any useful conclusion. One moves you forward, the other keeps you stuck.
Oh, that is a really clear distinction.
Okay, let's move on. Now, we have talked about breathing, about taking things step by step, about not overthinking. But what about the core skill? Actually staying calm in the moment. The phrase is simply, stay calm.
This sounds easy to say, but very hard to do.
You are absolutely right. Stay calm sounds simple, but in practice, when your heart is racing and your mind is spinning, it takes real effort. Stay calm means don't let your emotions hijack your thinking. Keep your mind clear and steady, even when the situation around you is chaotic or stressful.
So, can I say this to myself, like as a kind of self-instruction?
Absolutely. A lot of people who practice mindfulness or who are trained in high-pressure jobs, like doctors, pilots, emergency workers, they learn to say this to themselves quietly. Stay calm, stay calm. It's like giving your own brain an instruction.
That is actually really powerful because your brain responds to what you tell it.
Exactly. Your internal dialogue, the things you say to yourself, shapes how you feel and how you react. Which brings us to a closely related phrase, keep your focus. This means don't let distractions take your attention away from what matters. Stay concentrated.
Like if I'm trying to finish a report and I keep checking my phone, I need to keep my focus.
Perfect example. And you can also say stay focused. Same meaning. Both are natural. Keep your focus or stay focused.
Actually, I used to say focus yourself. Is that right?
Ah, good catch. Focus yourself is not really a natural expression in English. We don't use focus as a reflexive verb that way. Instead, say stay focused, focus on the task, keep your focus, or I need to focus. Those are all natural.
Okay, stay focused, not focus yourself. Noted.
Perfect. Now, let's talk about panic. Because sometimes the stressful situation is not something we planned for. Something totally unexpected happens, and we have to respond in the moment. Harry, has something unexpected ever happened to you in public or at work that caused you to completely panic?
Oh, yes. This is a great story, actually. So, about 2 years ago, I had to give a presentation in front of about 50 colleagues. It was a big deal. Senior managers were in the room, everything. And I had practiced so much. I knew my content perfectly. I was feeling confident. I started speaking, and everything was going well. And then, about 10 minutes in, right in the middle of an important point, the projector completely stopped working. The screen went black. Total silence in the room. 50 people looking at me, waiting. And I just stood there. My face turned red. I forgot everything I was going to say. My heart was pounding.
Oh my goodness, what a nightmare moment. What did you do?
I said, please give me one moment. And I just breathed. I told myself, okay, the slides are gone, but I know this material. I don't need the slides. And then I continued speaking without any slides for the rest of the presentation.
Harry, that is genuinely impressive. Most people would have completely fallen apart in that situation. And the phrase you used, please give me one moment, is so calm and professional. But the underlying principle is the phrase, don't panic.
Don't panic. Short and powerful.
Yes, when something unexpected happens, a technical failure, you spill something, you forget what you were saying, you get unexpected bad news. The instinct is to panic, to react immediately with fear and alarm. But don't panic is a reminder. This situation is manageable. You can handle this.
And speaking of handle, that's a phrase too, right? Like handle pressure?
Yes, great connection. Handle pressure means to manage a stressful, high-stakes situation without losing control. You can say, she really knows how to handle pressure. Or, I'm working on handling pressure better. It describes your ability to function well even when things are difficult.
So in the presentation story, I handled the pressure pretty well in the end.
You really did. And that comes with practice. Every time you go through a difficult situation and come out the other side, you get a little bit better at handling pressure.
That is genuinely comforting.
Now, let's talk about emotions specifically. Because when we are under stress, our emotions can get very intense. Anger, frustration, anxiety, fear, they can all rise up. And if we're not careful, they can take over. And then we say or do things we regret. Harry, have you ever lost control of your emotions during a stressful time?
Honestly, yes. I'm not proud of it. There was a period at work, about a year ago, when I was completely overwhelmed. Too much work, not enough support, and I was not sleeping well. And one day, a colleague said something quite minor to me. It was a small thing. And I just snapped. I said things that were too harsh, too emotional, and I immediately regretted it.
That happens. Stress accumulates over time, and sometimes it only takes one small thing to make it overflow. And the skill we need in those moments is what we call stay in control. Specifically, staying in control of your emotions. Not suppressing them, that's not healthy, but managing them. Responding rather than reacting.
What is the difference between responding and reacting?
Such a good question. A reaction is immediate, automatic, emotional. You feel something and you immediately act on it. A response is more deliberate. You pause, you think, you choose how to act. Stay in control is about choosing your response instead of just reacting automatically.
So it's about creating that space between what happens and what you do about it.
Beautifully said. And to create that space, one of the most useful phrases, and it's also a powerful mental action, is clear your mind. This means let go of all the mental noise, all the emotions, all the racing thoughts, and create some quiet space inside. It's like pressing a reset button.
How do you actually do that, though? Like, how do you physically clear your mind?
Different things work for different people. A short walk, 5 minutes of quiet breathing, listening to music, stepping outside. Some people write in a journal. The point is, you intentionally create a break from all the noise so that your mind can settle.
And after your mind is clearer, you can think clearly. That's the next phrase, right?
Exactly. Think clearly means to think without confusion, without strong emotions distorting your judgment. When we're panicking or very angry, we literally cannot think clearly. The emotional part of our brain is taking over. But when we calm down, we can engage our logical thinking again.
So the sequence is clear your mind, then think clearly, then make a better decision.
Yes, that is a great way to put it. Clear your mind, think clearly, act wisely. That is the formula for handling pressure well.
I love a good formula.
Okay, let's talk about mindset now, because sometimes the situation itself isn't the problem, it's how we think about the situation. And one of the most important mindset phrases is stay positive.
Now, this one I sometimes find a bit frustrating, honestly, because when someone says, just stay positive when things are really hard, it can feel like they're not taking your problem seriously.
That is a really fair observation, and I'm glad you brought it up. Because stay positive does not mean pretend everything is fine when it isn't. It does not mean ignore your problems or fake a smile.
What it actually means is even while you acknowledge that things are difficult, you hold on to the belief that it will get better. You keep hope alive. You don't let the difficulty destroy your belief in a better outcome.
So it's about hope and belief, not denial?
Exactly. And honestly, staying positive in genuinely hard times takes a lot of strength. It's not a passive thing, it's an active choice. So when we say stay positive, we're saying this is hard, and I choose to believe in a better future.
Okay, that reframes it completely for me. I really like that.
Good. Now, the next phrase is one that many people know, but many people struggle to actually do. Let it go.
Like the song.
Exactly like the song. But yes, let it go means release something. Stop holding on to it. Whether it's anger at someone who treated you unfairly, guilt about a mistake you made, worry about something that already happened and cannot be changed. Let it go. Release your grip on it.
This is genuinely difficult for me. If something unfair happens to me, I can think about it for days, even weeks sometimes.
You are absolutely not alone in that. Most people struggle with this. But holding on to negative feelings, especially things you cannot change, is exhausting. It drains your mental energy and makes it harder to focus on what's actually in front of you now.
It's like carrying a heavy bag everywhere you go, even when you don't need it anymore.
That is a perfect metaphor. Let it go means put down the bag. You don't need to carry it anymore. And here is a common mistake with this phrase. People sometimes say, let it go away, or let that go away. But we just say, let it go. Clean and simple.
Let it go. Just 2 words. Powerful.
Very. And related to this is a phrase I personally love, stay grounded. This means stay connected to the present reality. Don't get swept away by anxious thoughts about the future or painful thoughts about the past. Keep your feet, metaphorically, on the ground.
So if someone is spiraling into panic about something that hasn't happened yet, stay grounded brings them back?
Exactly. Hey, stay grounded. What is actually happening right now, in this moment? Is this something you can do something about today? It pulls you back from the anxiety spiral and puts you in the present.
I like that. It feels very calming just to say the words.
It does, right? Language is powerful like that. The words we use, to others and to ourselves, shape how we feel. Now, let's talk about failure and mistakes, because this is something that so many people, especially English learners, are deeply afraid of. Harry, how do you feel about making mistakes?
I used to be terrified of making mistakes, especially in English. I would plan out what I wanted to say before saying it, and if I couldn't find the perfect words, I would just stay silent. And of course, that meant I never really practiced speaking.
And this is such a common trap. The fear of making mistakes prevents people from practicing. And not practicing means they don't improve. And not improving reinforces the fear. It's a cycle.
Exactly.
But I've gotten better at it. Slowly. What changed for you?
Honestly, I started telling myself keep going every time I made a mistake. Like, instead of stopping and feeling embarrassed, I just kept going. I'd say the wrong word, acknowledge it, correct it if I could, and then continue.
And that is exactly the power of the phrase, keep going. It means don't stop. Don't give up. Even if you fall, even if you make a mistake, even if it's really hard, continue moving forward. One foot in front of the other.
It's such a simple phrase, but it has really changed how I approach difficulties.
And for every single person listening, every time you feel embarrassed about your English, every time you forget a word or make a grammar mistake or mispronounce something, tell yourself, keep going. That's how progress is made.
And actually,
I think there's a phrase that goes really well with keep going. Focus on solutions.
Yes, this is a huge mindset shift. Focus on solutions means instead of putting all your energy into analyzing the problem, complaining about it, or figuring out who's to blame, you shift your energy toward, okay, this happened. What can I actually do about it?
It's action-oriented.
Completely. And in so many situations, at work, in relationships, in daily life, this makes all the difference. When a problem comes up, the people who move forward fastest are the ones who spend less time on why did this happen and more time on what can we do now?
That is also great advice for English learning. Instead of focusing on why is English grammar so hard, focus on the solution. What can I practice today to get better?
Exactly. Focus on solutions, not problems, in language learning and in life.
Okay, and the last phrase I want to add here, and maybe it's the hardest one for impatient people like me, stay patient.
Yes, stay patient. This means trust the process. Understand that good things, real progress, meaningful change, these all take time. And resist the urge to rush, to force things, or to give up just because it's not happening as fast as you want. Because real growth is slow, right? Like you don't see it happening day by day, but then you look back after 6 months and you think, wow, I've come a long way. That is beautifully put. And stay patient is also about managing your expectations. Not every problem has an immediate solution. Not every difficult period ends quickly. Sometimes you have to stay patient and trust that if you keep doing the right things, the results will come.
And one more, I want to mention manage stress because I think it's slightly different from the others. It's not just a motivational phrase, it's describing a skill.
Yes, great point. Manage stress means you actively use strategies to keep your stress at a healthy level. Exercise, sleep, talking to someone, taking breaks, practicing mindfulness, these are all ways of managing stress. And it's important to remember, managing stress doesn't mean having zero stress. Some stress is actually useful. It keeps us alert and motivated. Managing stress means keeping it at a level where it helps rather than hurts.
So the goal isn't to eliminate stress completely.
Exactly. The goal is to be someone who handles pressure well, who has enough tools and strategies in their toolkit that when a difficult moment comes, they can navigate it without falling apart.
And, I think what I love about all of these phrases is that they're not complicated. You don't need advanced vocabulary or perfect grammar to talk about emotions and stress in English.
That is such an important observation. Emotional language in English is often very simple. Short, clear, direct phrases. Take a deep breath. Keep going. Let it go. Stay calm. The simplicity is part of what makes them so powerful and so universal.
And the more you use them in conversation, in writing, even just in your own head, the more naturally they come to you.
Exactly right. Okay, I think it is time for a recap because we have covered so much today and I want to make sure it all sticks.
Yes, please, let's go through everything.
So, the big theme of today was how to remain calm and stay focused during difficult times. And we learned that this is both a life skill and an English language skill. They go hand in hand.
Let me start going through the phrases. First, when you feel panic rising up, take a deep breath. Stop, breathe, and let your body calm down before you react.
Then, when you feel completely overwhelmed by too many things at once, take it step by step. One task, one moment, one step at a time. When your brain starts going in circles and creating worst-case scenarios, don't overthink it. Come back to the present moment and focus on what is actually real. When things feel chaotic or out of control, Stay calm and keep your attention where it needs to be. Keep your focus. When something completely unexpected happens and your first instinct is to freeze, don't panic. Remind yourself that this is manageable and that you can handle it. Speaking of which, build your ability to handle pressure, because that ability grows every time you face a difficult situation and come through it. When emotions start running high, stay in control. Create that space between what happens and how you respond. Then, clear your mind and give yourself room to think clearly. Stay positive, not by pretending problems don't exist, but by holding on to hope and belief that things will improve.
Let it go. Release what you cannot change. Don't carry that weight longer than you need to. And stay grounded. Stay connected to the present, not lost in fears about the future.
When things go wrong, and they will sometimes, keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up. And always, always focus on solutions rather than getting stuck on the problem.
Stay patient. Trust the process. Real growth takes time.
And work continuously on your ability to manage stress through healthy habits and strategies.
That is a lot of really powerful phrases.
It is. And here is the key mindset shift I want everyone to take away from today. Difficult times are not here to destroy you. They are here to develop you. Every hard moment you get through, you become a little stronger, a little wiser, a little more capable. Calm mind, clear thinking, focused action. That is the formula.
And difficult times are always temporary. They always pass.
They always do.
Okay, everyone, it is time for shadowing practice. This is one of my absolute favorite parts of every episode. Shadowing is one of the most effective techniques for improving your spoken English. You listen to a sentence, and then you repeat it out loud, trying to match the rhythm, the pronunciation, the tone. Ready?
Let's do it.
Let's begin with calmness practice. Listen, then repeat during the pause. Speak clearly. Speak with confidence. Don't rush. I will stay calm. I can control my emotions. I take a deep breath when I feel stressed. I stay calm even in difficult situations. Calm is my natural state.
Great. Now, focus practice. Repeat after me. I will focus on solutions. I think clearly under pressure. I keep my focus no matter what is happening around me. I take it step by step and I make progress every day. I don't overthink. I focus on what I can control.
Excellent work! Now, confidence building. These are phrases to say to yourself when things get hard. I can handle difficult situations.
Love those. Now, daily English phrases. These are things you can actually say to another person. Let's take it step by step. Don't panic. We can solve this together. Stay positive. Everything will work out. Let it go and focus on what you can control. Take a deep breath. You've got this.
And finally, mindset phrases. These are for your inner world. Difficult times are temporary. I stay grounded in the present moment. I manage my stress in healthy ways. I handle pressure with patience and grace. I focus on solutions, not on problems.
Wow, that actually felt really powerful. Even just saying those sentences out loud, I feel calmer. Right? Language is amazing that way. The words you speak shape the way you feel. And every time you practice these phrases, You are not just improving your English. You are training your mind to think in a calmer, more focused, more solution-oriented way.
That is the real double benefit of this podcast, isn't it? Better English and a better mindset.
Exactly. That is what we're here for. All right, everyone. We are coming to the end of today's episode. And honestly, I feel like we covered something really meaningful today.
I genuinely feel like I learned something in this conversation too. Not just as a guest, but as a person.
That is always the best kind of episode. So here is my final message to everyone listening today. Difficult times are a normal, natural, inevitable part of life. They are not a punishment. They are not a sign that something is wrong with you, and they are definitely not a sign that you are failing.
They are actually a sign that you are living and that you are growing.
So beautifully said. And the tools you now have, staying calm, breathing deeply, taking things step by step, not overthinking, staying in control, clearing your mind, thinking clearly, staying positive, letting go, staying grounded, keeping going, focusing on solutions, staying patient. These are tools not just for English class. These are tools for life.
And the more you use them in English and in your daily life, the more natural and automatic they will become. Like any skill, it takes practice. But every single time you use them, you are getting stronger.
So here is your challenge for this week. Pick just 3 of the phrases we practiced today, write them down somewhere you will see them, on a sticky note, in your phone, on your mirror, and try to use them at least once in a conversation, in a message, or even just in your own thoughts.
And if today's episode helped you even a little, please take a moment to like it, leave a comment, and share it with someone in your life who might really need a little calm and focus right now. You never know who needs to hear this.
Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode. We release new content every week, and every episode is designed to help you grow your English and grow as a person at the same time.
And remember, you are braver than you believe, more capable than you feel, and stronger than you think.
Stay calm, stay focused, stay patient with yourself, and always, always keep going. We will see you in the next episode. Take care of yourselves.
Bye, everyone. You've got this.